It happened yesterday in a hotel in London. Chris met another Hollywood star. Let us know if you're watching. Ian in Falkirk is watching for the first time on his phone this morning. And Michael in Brighton. And Harriet, who's going to watch it later on YouTube because she can't at the moment. She's very busy. So, after the show yesterday, you went to a posh hotel in London.
Potentially, it was the poshest place I've ever been. Like, I turned up, and it was the kind of place where, you know, they have those people in like hats and jackets and things like that to open your car door.
Old school, really kind of British.
There was some of the poshest people I've ever seen it. Like, when I walked in, basically, I didn't feel right there, and I sort of walked in t-shirt and jeans, and even that I felt really uncomfortable with.
You don't tend to dress up, do you?
No. Which you sort of made me a bit paranoid about yesterday, actually. You sort of suggested that I wasn't quite dressed right for the occasion.
You're wearing that to the interview, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what it was like. So you didn't know until... when did you find out, finally, when it was going to be Robert Downey Jr.?
So I walked into this posh hotel, and we got the lift up to the sort of first floor where all the interviews were happening. And there's like a big suite. In fact, actually, when I walked out the lift, the first thing that was massively scary was this lady stops me and goes, "Chris." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And she sort of looks familiar.
Who is it?
And she was like, "Are you doing the interview here? Are you?" And it was weirdly Susanna Reid.
Susanna Reid. Off of BBC Breakfast.
Off the Breakfast, yeah.
Off
BBC,
the Breakfast?
Off BBC Breakfast.
Do you like that she knew who you were?
So it was incredible. But I was sort of freaked out as it was already. I was like, I'm not sure I can deal with this right now. I sort of compute it later.
So what happens is everyone, like all the TV shows that are going to interview these people, it's a big press junket. So you have people there from like This Morning, from BBC Breakfast, probably from Daybreak, like all the kind of people that do showbiz news will be there. Yeah. And they all file into this one hotel room, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So when you're called through,
I was
Radio 1 is next.
I met all these like people from the film, like Disney, and they were really nice. And but you know, it's quite scary. They're quite like, it's all quite professional. And then I got called, and I hit my head off this lampshade just before I went in.
Like properly hit it as well.
Properly hit it. So then they said, "Right, Chris Stark," and I sort of walked forward and sort of holding my head because that hurt quite a bit.
Have you got dry mouth just thinking about it?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah.
And it's so, I can't, like with the Mila Kunis thing, right? And I think like a lot of people, like this was my second time of doing it. Mila Kunis was the first, and it's such an intimidating atmosphere walking into this room where there's lights and cameras and stuff like that. Basically, I shouldn't be there. That's honestly how I feel. I shouldn't be there. And I walk in, and then he's sitting there, and there's people sort of fussing around him, and then you've got to sort of ready yourself and go sit down, and then you've somehow got to start this thing.
Okay. So should we hear when you started it?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is when... Sorry, I have to take a deep breath of this. Here is when Chris met Robert Downey Jr. I've not seen this yet. You can now watch this on the Radio 1 website. It's happening right now. Here we go. So, starts off like this.
Robert Downey Jr., hello.
Hey.
You have to excuse my nerves. I've only ever done this once before.
You're doing great.
And, really?
Yeah, already.
Okay. But yeah, last time I did it, I just got very nervous and yeah.
Oh, God.
It's not right, is it?
And, yeah. You look white as a sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the most difficult thing is, I think, starting the conversation.
So nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've said, he said you're doing great. He's put you at ease, kind of. Carry on.
I asked the lady I was interviewing out for a Nando's. It was all a bit of a shambles, but...
oh, polite.
Yeah.
Polite laugh.
But anyway, I saw Iron Man 3 and really enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
And I'm sure you get asked like a million times, but when you're in the suit, are you naked in the suit?
No! It's happening again!
I don't know. It was... I wasn't that sort of prepped enough for it, and for some reason, I just seemed like the obvious question to ask.
The first question, were you naked in the suit in Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
Bend that back.
But when you're in the suit, are you Are you naked in the suit?
It really depends. Depends on the temperature outdoors.
Yeah. I once did an audition to try and be Batman.
Yes.
They were doing like an arena tour, and I had to wear the outfit and go on the underground in the outfit, but I wasn't sure whether to go naked for that or not. And
well, it's really everyone for themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
In the Batman audition, I had to try do an American accent, and it was appalling.
Let me hear it. Hey, all right, don't worry about it.
Oh. Actually, no, I don't want to hear it. Are you all right? I've got sweaty palms.
I've forgotten a lot of this. It's
okay. All a bit of a blur.
Yeah. It's just,
there's no reason for anybody to be ashamed here today.
I heard your British accent with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, I actually thought you were British until I saw Iron Man 3, and I did a bit.
By the way, so did I.
I'm not the most.
Basically saying I've seen none of your films.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't realise that you weren't British.
I thought he was, until I actually saw the film. I thought he was doing a fantastic American accent, like putting it on. Do you know what I mean? I didn't actually realise he was American.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Continue. And
you have to put yourself in the mindset.
Because I was going to ask you, how do you do such a good American accent? But I know this is really stupid. But
I couldn't be happier.
But
I couldn't be happier. How are you feeling that this is going at this point in the interview?
I don't know. It was an odd one, wasn't it? I wasn't too sure what to think. I was just sort of.
He looks like a weary teacher that's really fed up of his kids.
Well, he's probably had a long day. I mean, he does these things all day, doesn't he?
He's been there all day, hasn't he? Let's face it.
But yeah, like with girls and stuff, has anyone ever turned you down? Because it must be amazing being you.
You know what? You'd think it should be very amazing being me. I'm the type of guy who likes to be in a committed relationship, so I've totally blown the opportunities I would have.
I just think if you were out with me and my mates,
I'd be a magnet.
You'd help us.
You'd be rolling in it.
It's true.
I think you can see kind of.
He's kind of warming to you now. A little bit.
Yeah. As a group, you would make us instantly better, because as part of our group, there'd be Iron Man in our group, and it would just be, and Tony Stark, and it would just be, the ultimate sort of lad as part of a.
I'd like to help. You missed me by about 20 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You should have caught me between marriages.
Which is quite a cool thing to say.
Yeah. 20 years ago, he would have been Kavos, Malia.
Yeah. Okay. It's really.
Yeah, I had some fun then for a minute.
It's like if we were on holiday, we always get shirts made.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you do this with your mates on like stag do's or anything like that.
When do you think the last time Robert Downey Jr. went to a stag do?
I didn't know. This is the problem. I didn't know really that much to say. I could only talk to him about
your stuff.
Yeah.
Your thing. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
So they'll go out with like shirts when we go to Kavos or Zante or Malia or places like that, and they'll get their nicknames on the back.
Yeah.
A bit like Chango the Beast or Cantona or Dugsy or the Convict or people like that.
Oh, love it.
And I just always like the idea that maybe if you went out with your group of mates, you'd have Iron Man on the back.
Oh no. He looks completely bewildered by this.
I think he's in a different world, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Or would you have another nickname, or
maybe what was it that Mycroft calls Shirley?
Shirley?
Yeah, Shirley.
Why is that?
Because that's what Mycroft calls Sherlock and Sherlock 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But it's not very. It doesn't strike
that
me.
That might be for a different sort of trip.
Yeah, right. Because it doesn't seem like a name that fits your character.
Shirley.
It's like Robert Downey Jr. And
you're
like
right.
Legends.
I don't know why I have 3 names. I didn't used to have so many.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very confused at that point, because I expected him to come back with a nickname which was, something really cool.
No, he wants Shirley on his shirt.
I was sort of panicking. He said Shirley. It took me a second to realise, and I was like, Shirley?
Yeah, that was in one of my other films that you haven't seen.
Yeah, I know. That should have known that.
Okay, some people are crying, some people are cringing, some people have to switch off, and we'll be back soon. So, back to the RDJ interview. What did you ask him next?
Do you like coming to the UK?
Oh, the old panic. Do you like coming to the UK question?
Exactly, yeah.
Break glass for emergency question.
But you got to remember, I only knew it was like one of 6 beforehand. So I kind of had in my head, if in doubt.
Do you like coming to the UK?
Yeah. Do you like coming to the UK?
I love it here. I feel like an honorary Brit, and I'm here with the missus, and we got our baby running around. They went to see the changing of the guard, and we spent a lot of time here. I have good friends here.
Yeah,
I think it's incredibly civilized.
It's weird because I think I wanted to talk to him about lots of laddie things, and he was quite keen to talk about the family,
the wife, the changing of the guard.
Yeah,
like you said, you should have got him 20 years ago. Much more on your level.
Do you like? I mean, what is it? Is that it particularly that you like? You like doing the tourist thing when you're here? Or?
I don't know that I've even done all that much. I think there's just look back in the '80s when you were 4. I used to work here and do stuff, and it was a little bit different. It seemed just kind of dreary, and maybe the food wasn't all that great yet. And now, it's kind of like this big hub of planet Earth.
Right, so the UK was rubbish in the 80s, but quite good now.
Yeah.
Something else we've learned?
And there's just so much incredible and exciting stuff going on here.
When you come to the UK, do you, like, I assume, because even being in this room right now, it's probably the poshest place I've actually ever been.
Yes.
And this hotel itself is incredible. Do you, like, when you come to the UK and you do these kind of things with Iron Man and other films, do you always have to eat in nice restaurants? Is it always, or do you ever get the chance to just go do like Pizza Hut challenge or buffet? Or
have you just asked him if he's ever done the Pizza Hut challenge?
Yeah, or like a full-on Chinese buffet.
Let's go back to that.
I knew what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is, do you always have to? Because it seems like a bit of a chore.
What, eating in posh places?
All the time, because it's just. Even that hotel and that, it's not relaxing.
Take your while to get the question out there, but we got there eventually.
Nice restaurants. Is it always, or do you ever get the chance to just go do like Pizza Hut challenge or buffet or something?
Well, I mean,
my mate at Chango, he once did. We do this challenge every now and then with me and my mates, where we kind of go and you eat as much as you physically. He did 25 slices, and just like I would have thought, a man like you would be the only person that could compete with that.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad you think of me in this light.
That I can eat that much pizza.
Yeah.
Is it gluten-free pizza?
Oh no.
Yeah. That was a curveball.
You don't even know what that is.
I didn't know how to answer that. Is that what you eat?
Well, I would prefer it. Yes.
I'm sure they would be able to do that.
Right. But there's nothing more posh than going down to Guy Ritchie's country estate and doing a bit of shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you've noticed that, I'm sure it's the world over, but the dumbest birds in the world, they literally want to be killed while you're driving down the road. I'm not saying the birds are British. I'm just saying that those particular birds are not very smart.
I've never done shooting.
By the way, I've only done it a few times, but it's the thing to do.
Yeah. Only with Guy Ritchie, or? I
don't want to say only with him. He might have been busy doing something else, but you know, it was on his property.
That's incredible. So you went from boshing an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet to being on Guy Ritchie's estate.
Yeah.
In the space of 30 seconds there.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just quite in awe of you.
No, I think you've calmed down a bit.
You're a big hero of mine.
I really appreciate that, man.
And I really appreciate you talking to me. Sorry, just to finish.
Are you being wrapped up at this point?
At this point, I must point out, there's a lady to the side of Robert Downey Jr. making massive circles with her hand.
Yeah. Time to go.
I think time had finished, and she was like, right, now
Get out.
Now you're done.
Yeah. It's time to go.
The circles were getting bigger, and she was getting closer.
And more angry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, you can definitely tell because you look off camera if you're watching this on the website, and it's the kind of thing of like, right, I've got to get off now. This is going to be my last question, if I make it to that.
I appreciate you talking to me. Sorry,
Get
just
out!
To finish. When I interviewed Mila Kunis before, and I kicked myself that I didn't have. She asked if I had a Watford shirt to give her because my football team's Watford Football Club.
Okay.
And weirdly, like, we share the same last name. So I just was wondering if you'd.
That's not his actual name.
No, I know, but you know what I mean by that. Tony Stark.
Do you think
Chris Stark?
Right, but that's not his name.
No, obviously, but
okay, just checking.
He was there with Iron Man 3, wasn't he?
Yes, but that's not okay.
Yeah, if you take this on behalf of like me and my football club, and
by the way,
if you ever want to come to a Watford game, you're more than welcome.
And assigning me the number 1 means the world to me.
You're number 1 lad, aren't you?
Thanks, dude.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Please don't forget me if my luck changes.
I won't.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Dude, where's Watford?
Dude, where's Watford?
Yeah.
What does he mean if my luck changes?
I don't know.
What a weird thing to say at the end of the interview.
I still don't know what that means.
Excruciating.
Yeah.
But well done.
Thank you.
Seriously, well done.
I think we found out some stuff about him.
Listeners, he had a bang on the head just before the interview, if that makes you feel any better.
I
Well
didn't
done,
know
Chris.
who it was before either. I mean, hopefully we learned something about him.
I definitely did.
To be honest, it is a blur. The whole thing.
Yeah. Well done. That was when Chris met Robert Downey Jr. And as you can see, the comments are pouring in, good and bad.